guys, welcome to my home and check out these fabrics. I get to cut into these fabrics today, like right now. Today's episode, I'm going to show you 2 sewing projects that are quick and easy for you to finish before dinner time. Okay, so this first project is a Valentine card, although it's better than a card because it's made of fabric. Need I say more? So for this, you're just gonna need, some scrap fabrics, and then I did a little, like a stiff stabilizer in there to help keep it a little bit strong. So there's a pen, you can put little chocolates and little snacks. And then the second sewing project is, okay, I bet it's in my sewing room. Let's go get it in my sewing room. Oh, guys, you're going the wrong way. Down here, guys.
While I'm looking for the other project, we're gonna go ahead and get started on this one. I didn't use any specific template, I just free drew it myself.
We're just gonna see if this works out. If it does, then I'll make more. I'll use this as my template. Okay, that to me is a perfect heart. We're gonna go ahead and go with this. So I'm gonna cut another one out that's exactly the same size.
And I measured this just so that you have something to go by, so it's 6.5 inches. And if you don't feel comfortable making one on your own, then just go online and print a heart template.
So we got 2 of these. Okay, and then I just came up with another idea just by looking at this. I'm going to cut it and make it scrappy. Sorry, I always have to make things more harder than they need to be. Just gonna go like this.
And make sure you stick around because look how cute this little mesh bag is.
Let's see how that looks. It can be, oh, cute. This one will be just a little pillow. Okay, this next one that I'm tracing, it only needs to go halfway up because we're going to make it be a pocket.
So right now I'm just really having fun. I can't stop cutting these hearts. It reminds me of elementary school when we were able to decorate our own little mailboxes.
So on this one, I just finished sewing the outer layer just to kind of keep it in place. And now I'm gonna do a decorative stitch right here. So I think I'll just do a zigzag. Okay, so I'm done with that part. This is gonna be the overlay, and I just sewed down a seam to get rid of the raw edge, and I'm gonna sew this on, and I put a little bit of some stabilizer on the back of this. The seam allowance I'm gonna use is gonna be less than 1/4 of an inch because I don't want the sewing to be seen. I'm really just sewing this in place right now. So I want a pen to go in the middle, so I'm just gonna stitch a pen pocket. So I went ahead and drew a 1-inch line in the center of my heart, and now I'm just gonna stitch it. See? That is where the pen will fit. Very cute. Okay, right now would be the time if you want to add more stitches to do more pockets, but I think I'm just going to put like candy in this one and this one and then a pen in this one. So now I am ready to sew the front to the back. And I'm just going to do a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And this time I'm going to remember to leave an opening. Before we turn it right sides out, we want to make sure that we clip where those edges are, like where this heart crease is, and then clip off, any excess fabric. You're also going to want to clip where the curves are so that you have a nice ease when you turn it inside out, or use pinking shears, because whenever you sew on a curve, the fabric will kind of stress out and it won't lay flat. So make sure you clip a couple of different nips in the curve areas. Okay, this actually turned out so cute. I'll give you a closer look after I top stitch it. So here's our opening, but we're just going to top stitch right over it. I like to get really close to the edge. Lengthen my stitch length to 3.
Oh, and look at that. There's our next project. Look how cute that is. So after I finish this, I'm going to show you the cut measurements, and we'll start in on the next project right away. Okay, we are done with this one. Now all you need is some candy and chocolates and maybe a fancy pen. Now we have our treat bag, and it's made with that mesh netting material. I promise this is so easy, you'll have it done before dinner.
Okay, so we got our first layer, our netting, and then our other fabric, right sides down, and we're going to sew, and I'm going to use a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Now, when you open it up, it will look like this. Okay, so then I went ahead and ironed in on, towards the wrong side. And then I'm gonna put them together and I'm gonna sew it just to get rid of that raw edge. Okay, and then we're done because we sewed up that raw edge. Okay, now we're also gonna sandwich the bottom part. So we've got the right sides of the fabric, the netting, and then we're going to place this on top with the right sides down and line it up, and we're going to do a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so now it looks like that.
So I made my own straps, but then I found that they were too bulky, so I ended up going with just some ribbon. You'll see at the end how I unpicked that. So right here, you're just gonna fold it in half and you're gonna sew both sides down. Okay, now I have sewn down the sides. I serged them. You could also use pinking shears. Now we can go ahead and turn it inside out. I could not be happier with how this turned out.
Okay, so what do you think about the cute mesh bag? At first I did my own binding strap, but it ended up being too thick. So I just used ribbon and sewed it in the back and then tied it around like this. I hope you find someone special to give this to. Maybe you had noticed, but I was cutting out a lot of extra hearts. All I did was, use my pinking shears to reduce the fraying, and I just sewed along here, and now I'm just stuffing them with batting. These are just gonna be cute. You can put them on your table or fillers or put them in a bowl or something like that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing because every Wednesday I put out a new one. And if I forgot something, you have any questions, then please leave them in the comments below. And until next time, happy sewing!